SalesCrunch. Learn more, earn more.
Another important design concept is symmetry does not look good on pages. You can see it in art and again in advertising. The natural eye likes to put things slightly off-center to create a little bit of an asymmetric balance inside the slide. There's even a deeper mathematics formula for this, the golden proportion, that I won't bother you with tonight. But somehow the human eye likes to put things about 67% of the center. Another sort of hygiene factor is this is what I call sort of the when you sit in a room and you look at a curtain and the curtain is slightly off, you have sort of the urge to go over and fix the curtain and put it right. And you're constantly, shall I go up or shall I not go up? Shall I fix it or shall I not fix it? You're sort of a bit annoyed and distracted. And this is the same with the alignment of boxes, of small objects on the chart. Something is bothering you, and it takes away the attention that you have from the real content of what the presentation is talking about. So either don't allow at all, but the worst is when things are just slightly off. Just find in PowerPoint the alignment button and fix things and line them up straight. Momentum in presentations is important. So when there's a sequence of objects, at least in Western cultures, people like to read from left to right. Where I live, people read from right to left, but that's a different story. And they like to go things that always like to go up. We start left, we start low, and we go all the way. Look at the slide. If you would do it the other way around, the visual impression would be a completely different one. You're contradicting. So we make sure that this energy, the good option is always in the top right box. As things always move in this direction in the slide deck to keep the energy and the momentum going. One other important piece of feedback. PowerPoint can do phenomenal things, like it can almost make movies, things flying and moving and popping up and making sounds, and you get the exact same reaction in your audience that I just sense up here. People start giggling a little bit, so like, haha, this is and when you're pitching a serious company, the last thing actually you want is to get your audience in giggling mode. So I actually suggest to kill almost any animation or spectacular slide transitions. Do this just a basic, boring, appeal one, and that's it. Keep things so simple and professional. There's one exception. If your company, for example, has a complex technology, there's a diagram that takes some time to explain, is to add slowly the elements of the diagram to take people through your technology architecture, and then animation is a useful thing to use, but again, just a basic appear, no flying, flashing, flipping, none of that. Just keep things very, very simple. Here's another number that I often see. Whenever you start to put forecasts in their PowerPoint, things go straight from Excel into the PowerPoint slides. And as a result, you get numbers like this, with an incredible amount of precision. It's just much cooler to keep things a little bit simple, round things up, and put things in perspective. So no false sense of accuracy in what you use. Data charts are another easy area for improvement. This is an actual slide from Sky, an analyst presentation a couple of years ago. They were a bit smaller than. But there's all kind of violations here of rules. So there's the double axis. There's very small labels. What the slide actually says is small, written here, millions of dollars. It's repeated at the top. The three-dimensional graphics are very hard to read. Again, a sophisticated, clever PowerPoint technology to make very beautiful three-dimensional data charts. I actually find them harder to read than the plain, boring ones. So my version of this one would look something like this. This is like the right colors, rounded numbers, simple messages, fairly similar to what you would find in magazines like The Economist or the New York Times. Whenever there's a data chart, it's simple, clean, and just focusing on one trend. In a presentation, there are moments when you want to pull back the attention of the audience back to you, and to do that, just to put in a blank, a dark slide might just break your presentation and focus again the energy of the room back on you. There are two ways to do it. I can blank out the screen with my remote and switch it back on again. Or you can press B on the keyboard. But I actually like to put in a slide, not to have the previous slide come up one more time. So I'm keeping a very high pace here, just to go through some of these suggestions. If there's questions, feel free to interrupt and ask. I will continue in the next section, which I would call the hygiene section, which is about the general look and feel of your slides and how to improve them. And what I would like to avoid is this one. This is the slide that people use to sell a second-hand car with a coffee machine in the office. This is the sort of general template that the colors don't work, the fonts don't work, and often actually I see startups still using a very crappy Hotmail address in their pitch, in their contact section of an investor text. So get a domain name and forward the thing to Gmail. Don't put the Gmail address inside your presentation. It's just a simple internal hygiene factor to fix. So the same as fonts. The bottom font is Comic Sans, which means grossly overused. There's actually a global movement to ban Comic Sans from the planet. But I think the genie is out of the bottle, and it will never ever, they will manage to just get it out. But let's keep it in the water coolers and use a good font. The top one is Helvetica, something that just looks professional. Instantly, your presentation will look different. Colors is another one. I don't really care what colors you use. It's a very personal taste, but at least keep them consistent in what you use. The same colors, the same slides. And there's good software tools to get your color scheme. So Adobe Cooler allows you to upload an image, and it will just extract color codes for you. It's just a matter of programming the color codes in your PowerPoint template, and off you go. You have your consistent color slides of the slides. Often people call me up and say, Jan, can you help me? We really need a slick investor presentation. And I give them an answer sort of verbally, something like this, that slick in graphic design does not equal good. These are different things. And when you, often you get, when you hire a graphic designer to design a template for you, you get something back like this. So it has very complicated metal textures. It has a big logo on every page, a lot of repeating elements on every slide. But the result is that actually not that much space left anymore for your own content. And I also feel that people don't need to be reminded on every page who is presenting to them. So like I've been introduced, it's clear, maybe one on the front page, maybe one on the back page. But these repeating graphical elements on every slide detract again from your content.
Jan, can I interrupt you?
Yeah.
I really wish I had seen Jan present before I presented, because I would have learned so much. But I did say to him, hey, can you put the SalesSchool logo on every page? He's like, absolutely not. It's exactly what I'm preaching for everyone not to do. So you'll notice in my decks, at least I took the logo off the very page. So I learned something already before I came here from him.
So there's a different way to create your look and feel. It's basically to use your colors consistently. And these are mine. I use red and black and a bit of gray. But also you remember this, the Skype chart was very, very blue. And from 3 kilometer distance, people would see that was a chart by Skype. Because so their corporate look and feel shines through the object you use. There's no reinforcement actually for logos or other elements to do that for you. The colors do the work.
SalesCrunch. Learn more, earn more.